If you like what I do, consider joining my channel or donating to my coffee. Links in the description. It's that time again. Time for me to look forward and talk about the Metroidvanias I'm most excited for in the coming year. Last year's video turned out to be less prophetic. Of the 10 games featured, only Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist, and Constance actually launched in 2025. Mio Memories in Orbit came so close with its January 20th, 2026 release date, but close only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and government work. But I refuse to be deterred. So today, I come to you with a fresh batch of Metroidvanias slated for 2026 that already have me fired up. Stunning art, wild mechanics, bold ideas, the kind of stuff that keeps this genre exciting and my wish list fat. Hey, I'm the Metroidvania Guru, and this is my top 10 Metroidvanias coming in 2026.
Number 10.
Yester Soul is shaping up to be one of the most creative Metroidvanias of 2026, and it all comes down to one thing: the Soul Spear. This isn't just a weapon, it's your traversal, your puzzle solver, your platform, and your personality. You can throw it, recall it, bounce off of it, and even use it as a literal stepping stone as you explore a cursed, interconnected land destroyed by Culex, an ancient evil once imprisoned in the moon. And the fact that this entire game, the spear physics, the seed abilities, the handcrafted zones, is all being built by a single developer makes it even more impressive. If you love movement-driven Metroidvanias with what seems to be deep lore, Yester Soul is absolutely one to watch. That spear alone has me ready to wishlist this thing twice.
Number 9.
Sealed Bite Extended is shaping up to be one of the moodiest, most expressive pixel art Metroidvanias on the 2026 horizon. The moment you see Amelia sprinting through those autumn forests and frigid mountaintops, you know this one's got atmosphere baked into every frame. And the combat? Amelia's rush attack has that same satisfying snap as Constance's paint stroke. Fast, fun to watch, and perfect for carving through the creatures haunting this world. Pair that with the promise of fluid movement, well-balanced difficulty, and a world with an atmosphere that shifts between ethereal beauty and creeping dread, and Sealed Bite Extended becomes a game I can't stop thinking about. If you love pixel art that moves and combat that rewards aggression, this one's already looking like a standout.
Number 8.
Alruna: End of History is the exact kind of sequel that gets my Metroidvania senses tingling. The first game was already a wild, puzzle platforming fever dream, and this follow-up looks even more ambitious. You're once again guiding Alruna through rotting temples and necro-industrial ruins, but now she can infuse herself with elemental power-ups to gain new forms with new powers that reshape traversal, combat, and puzzle solving in ways the original only hinted at. And because this is Neckbolt we're talking about, you know the game is going to be packed with clever shortcuts, hidden tech, and sequence-breaking opportunities baked right into the design. Early impressions even call it a different kind of Metroidvania with a structure closer to Mario ROM hacks than Symphony of the Night, which is exactly the kind of chaotic energy I want from this series. If you loved the first game's brain-melting secrets, Alruna: End of History looks ready to put your brain in a blender with a stick of dynamite.
Number 7.
Mariachi Legends is shaping up to be one of the most stylish Metroidvanias of 2026, and the first thing that hits you is the pixel art. This thing looks alive, every frame dripping with beautiful detail, Mexican folklore flourish, and a retro flair. Combat looks brutal and diverse, with Pablo Cruz swapping between weapons and supernatural abilities given to him by Death herself. And the transformation into La Sombra, that's pure spectacle, backed by finishers, parries, and a whole arsenal of gear to experiment with. But what really has me hooked is everything around the action. the detective-style investigations, the day-night world steeped in myth, and yes, the cooking system that lets you persuade NPCs with food. It's quirky, it's bold, and it fits the game's personality perfectly. Mariachi Legends is a cultural celebration wrapped in gorgeous pixels and supernatural swagger.
Number 6.
The moment you see Blighted in motion, you'll know exactly why I'm excited. This thing is a psychedelic western nightmare, a world bursting with surreal color and twisted desert landscapes. And it's an isometric Metroidvania, a perspective rarely seen in the genre, giving exploration and combat a fresh, almost Hades meets Tunic energy. Speaking of combat, the game has the Blight system mechanic, which dynamically ramps up difficulty and even alters enemy behavior and the environment based on how skillfully you play. Between the bright, trippy visuals, the overhead perspective, and the trust I have in the game's dev, Drinkbox, the same team behind Guacamelee, Blighted is one of the most exciting Metroidvanias on the 2026 horizon.
Number 5.
Voivod the Nuclear Warrior might be the most metal Metroidvania on the entire 2026 slate. This thing is a full-blown run-and-gun fever dream set in a world where reality is literally breaking apart. You're blasting through biomechanical mutants, shifting wastelands, and cyber-industrial nightmares pulled straight from Voivod's classic concept albums. And the best part? The band is actually involved. This isn't just inspired by Voivod, it's Voivod canon brought to life. The pixel art leans hard into the band's signature dystopian aesthetic, mixing retro platforming with cosmic horror surrealism. And with a soundtrack shaped by Voivod's unmistakable sound, every firefight will feel like a metal album cover exploding in the motion. Between the frantic action, the lore-rich world building, and the fact that this is the first official Voivod video game ever made, the Nuclear Warrior is shaping up to be something truly special. If you love run-and-gun chaos with a heavy dose of sci-fi myth-making, this one should already be screaming onto your wish list.
Number 4.
Being and Becoming is one of the most visually striking Metroidvanias coming in 2026. Every frame looks handcrafted, with pixel art and animations so detailed it all feels sculpted. And I am hooked by the game's surreal environments that have been warped by the collective dream, the force twisting this seaside kingdom into a walking nightmare. You play as a lucid dreamer, diving into corrupted minds, defeating their dream-warped forms, and literally consuming their souls to turn their powers into weapons. The combat looks intense and deliberate, with each enemy ability you absorb reshaping how you fight and how you navigate the world. And because the world itself shifts based on the dreams you unravel, exploration becomes this constant evolving puzzle box of nightmares, symbols, and impossible architecture. Between the surreal atmosphere, the painterly pixel work, and the promise of combat that grows more aggressive as you harvest new powers, Being and Becoming feels like a dream you won't want to wake up from.
Number 3.
Divinum is shaping up to be one of the most fluid, expressive pixel art Metroidvanias of 2026. The animation work is gorgeous. Every slash, launch, and aerial combo has that handcrafted snap that makes combat feel alive. You play as Fior, a guardian blessed with the powers of ancestor spirits, and the game leans hard into that theme with a combat system built for experimentation. You're not just swinging a sword, you're mixing movesets, chaining spirit abilities, launching enemies into the air, and customizing your kit to match whatever playstyle you want. What really sells it is how all that customization feeds into the game's intensity. Enemies hit hard, combos feel weighty, and the whole system encourages you to try new builds, new routes, and new approaches as you uncover the island's dark secrets. Between the incredible pixel work, the high-impact combat, and the freedom to craft your own style, Divinum is looking like a standout for players who love to tinker, experiment, and absolutely style on their enemies.
Number 2.
Rune Fencer Ilya is one of those Metroidvanias that grabs you instantly with its pixel-perfect animations. Every swing, dash, and spell crackles with energy, backed by bombastic particle effects that make combat feel explosive without ever losing clarity. You play as Ilya, a young runist searching for her lost twin sister across a massive, ruined kingdom. And the moment Ilya starts moving, the game just flows. The platforming looks fast, fun, and full of momentum, letting you chain jumps, air dashes, and runic abilities into these beautiful traversal sequences. And the combat? You're still in enemy abilities, mixing swordplay with runic magic and unleashing combos that light up the entire screen. With its handcrafted world, expressive visuals, and a combat system built to make you feel powerful, Rune Fencer Ilya is shaping up to be one of the most exciting MVs of 2026.
Number 1.
Fallen Tier: The Ascension is one of the most ambitious Metroidvanias on the 2026 slate, and the first thing that hits you is the art. Every frame is hand-drawn and fully animated, giving the world of Roa this lush, storybook quality that feels alive in a way most 2D games only dream about. You play as Hira, a young hero searching for his lost memories, and the journey leans hard into JRPG-inspired storytelling, complete with emotional character arcs, ancient gods, and a world shaped by your choices. What really sets it apart is the Fated Bond system, a party-style mechanic where forming relationships with key characters unlocks new abilities, combat assists, and exploration tools. It's a clever fusion of RPG depth and Metroidvania progression, letting you customize your playstyle through the bonds you build. Between the gorgeous animation, the heartfelt JRPG narrative, and a combat system enriched by your allies, Fallen Tier: The Ascension is shaping up to be something truly special. And that's why it's my number 1 Metroidvania releasing in 2026. I don't know about you all, but I am super excited for 2026. I hope you liked my list. If you found a new game to wishlist, hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss my next video. And hey, tell me in the comments which 2026 release you're most excited for. I always love seeing what you all are hyped about. Thanks for watching, and until next time, later, nerds.